Or we choose a color? Well, how about pick green?
The color really doesn't matter.
But it's my main color.
Oh,
All right.
wait. How do I change my
So,
color?
at the top right.
Oh, top right. Yeah, I don't want to be.
All right. So this is Lords of Waterdeep. Have you ever played Settlers of Catan or any of those kind of games?
No.
Nope.
All right. Well, this will be a new experience for you then. Thankfully, I've played this quite a few times, so
I
I
don't
should be
think I-
comfortable enough with the rules to
Am I
teach
too
you.
stupid to change my own color?
You did it. You changed from red to gray.
I'm trying to
Now,
change
now
the...
you're red again.
How
Now
do
you're
I
gray
change...
again.
Like, the only option is give me a red or gray. Whatever. I'll just be red.
When I click it, I see orange, yellow, blue. If you zoom out a bit, it shows it on the board. So if it's already been taken, I don't think you can choose it. I could set your color if you would
Where
like.
on the board? Oh.
Yeah, there's like
Ah, you did it.
glowing orbs.
Okay.
No, the colors won't go away.
Wait, did I go live? Yes, I did. I wasn't sure.
Alright, the colors have gone away. Alright, so we're going to play with the expansion, which means I have to move some things. First off, gotta move these to the side, this to the side. Don't touch things.
Okay.
Alright, so the expansion is this thing right here that is revealed.
Ah.
If you're bored, you can go play with the beholder in the background.
What's that?
You'll notice if you see it.
Oh man, then I'm blind.
Is it this dude? There's a dude
You know-
back
you know-
here.
You don't know what a beholder is? Come on, guys.
What's it? I'm just hovering
Expect
over a
me
bunch
to
of
know
things.
Anything, you're wrong.
Right now, I'm cutting the decks. That way, we have the new expansion. Well, it's not new. The expansion added in.
Streams are where I come to prove I don't know anything.
Alright, we're going to make some changes to what you actually do for your card selection. And I guess we'll start with the basics here. So with this style of game, you have these little tokens. As you can see, I'm putting it in the middle of the board.
Mm-hmm.
These are like the equivalent of meeple. So they're like your action tokens. Like when you take your turn, you decide like where on the board you want to place your person.
Mhm.
And then you
Okay.
get a resource associated with that area. So for example, if I put my token here on the Grinning Lion Tavern, I get 2 black resources, which are rogues. Which brings me to step 2, which is I need to unlock these and move them. Because we have different ones that we're going to use. We have actual ones that look like people. Unless that would be
Oh.
confusing. Neither of you are colorblind, right?
No.
I'm just regular blind.
Okay. Alright, so these ones look a little different, but they look more like what they're supposed to be. So we got the purple wizard, the black rogue, the white cleric, and the orange fighter. Considering I don't think either of you have really played tabletop, right?
No.
Nope.
I bought it just for the for these kinds of things. So.
Yeah. So some controls that might help you. The WASD lets you move around like back and forward.
Oh, okay.
You can right click and hold to kind of rotate the camera,
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
and you can do that while moving, so it's a little more fluid.
it's a floating table.
Yep. If you press P, it changes your camera from like first person, third person, and above. You can pick which style you like best. When you want to interact with something, so for example, the wizard here, I went ahead and locked it. That way you can't accidentally drag it away. Wow, that seemed to really be locked, but there we go. Now it's locked. When you left click on something and hold it, that means you want to move the whole thing. If you drag it, like quickly, you pull something out of a stack. So each of these have like little wizards inside of them. So like whenever you want to grab a resource, you would just like go left click on it and quickly pull it away. Also, if you can see, this right here, you should be able to see my mouse, is 1 gold coin, and this is 10 gold coins.
Okay.
So the diamond one is 1, and the moon is 10, or
Oh, sorry, I have that incorrect. This one is 5. There's just 10 of them inside of it.
okay.
Yeah, so the square one is 1.
Oh, okay.
This,
The values in the
crescent
parentheses
one.
on the side.
yeah. Also, over here, on this side of the board, are the victory point rounds. So we have like 8 rounds in the game. And every time we start the game, or start a round, like these get moved onto the building, which brings us to buildings. I'll use some of the extra ones as an example. Actually, let me just start from the beginning. The whole point of this game is to get as many victory points as possible. So each of our tokens, based on your color, you'll have a board. So since I'm white, I have the city guard. I have a little token that symbolizes the city guard. So I'll put that on 0 over here. Indicate that I have 0 victory points.
Where is
Oh,
it?
okay.
So Orin, you are blue, which means you are the silver stars. So your token is right here.
The one I picked up.
Uh-oh.
Nope. Whichever one you picked up,
I picked up the
Right.
one that says Silver Star.
did you? There's one right here. Oh no. Bring your hand back to your board.
Oh.
This right here.
What? Oh, this coin.
Yeah. That goes over here at 0.
Over where?
How do I
Zero.
ping?
I think it's tab.
This is 0. Tab?
Oh,
That's the ruler.
over here.
Oh, it worked for me.
Yeah, you were pinging, but it didn't really draw your attention to it. Yeah, so Koji, bring your token over. You are the Harpers.
Yeah. I don't know where my token is though. Oh, there it is. Never mind.
Yeah.
No,
it
I don't want your token.
Mine. There you go.
Alright, so the whole goal is that by the end of these rounds, you have the most victory points. And then whoever has the most wins. However, as our faction, we have to take quests that will appear. Let me go ahead and shuffle this and I'll draw a couple. So these are where the quests go. And we turn these face up. So you can see that the quests have requirements for what you have to do to complete them and then a reward. Also, they have different types of quests. So some of them are commerce, some of them are like skullduggery, which are like roguish. And then some are other types as well. Based on whoever your faction is, well, not your faction, but your lord, which is these cards right here. You will basically get to have different bonuses. So for example, this guy, his ability is at the end of the game, you gained 4 victory points for each Arcana and Piety quest that you completed. Now, these are hidden. So basically, at the start of the game, I'll deal you 3 cards, and then you pick which one you want to be. Make sense?
Yeah.
Alright. So, I'll move these back off to the side real quick, because we got some more stuff to explain. These spots on the board, you can see like how many places they have for each building. The harbor down here. Those are actually those are buildings. So
yeah,
we only have so many buildings that we can have active in the game. Over here is where buildings that can be bought get placed.
Okay.
And you have to go to the builder's hall to choose a building. And if you pay for the building, which is this cost in the left corner, then you would move it over here, and you would put one of your tokens from the bag in front of your thing over here. So anytime that someone uses this building as a place to stand, you would get whatever the owner reward is. Basically, this just lets us do more things than what we would normally get to do on the board. But also, we're playing with the Under Mountain expansion, which gives us these other 3 places to stand.
This little tiny board on the side?
Yep. It just gives you a little bit of extra options.
Okay.
So, these symbols, if you go back to the Under Mountain side, the Q is to give you a quest, and the I is an intrigue card. So if you look over here, we have intrigue deck. Are you looking for me? Let me move the first player token thing around to indicate where I'm at.
Okay. Yeah, because the hands are so small.
There's probably options for that. Hands. I don't see a way to increase the size of the hand.
Oh.
It's probably an option somewhere. But these intrigue cards are kind of like actions in a way. So for example, this one, you have to go to the harbor here to play an intrigue card. See how the event here says play and then the symbol for an intrigue card? Right over here.
I'm trying to figure out these controls of the game.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell you, some of the controls. Most of the time you'll just have to like click and drag and that's it. Mm-hmm. Basically, these let you do like utility type stuff. So for example, this one lets you take a purple resource from the supply, which is this center piece over here, and place it in your tavern. Your tavern is on your playing card, your mat. So if you look at Koji's mat, this is your tavern area. This is where you keep all your resources. So if you were to get a wizard, you'd put it over here.
Okay.
Wait, where's Koji?
Look, he's
I'm
right next to you.
Oh, on the... Okay.
On the board, yeah. So, for example, if Koji has a wizard, this is where you'd put it.
Okay.
You also put your completed quests face down below your tavern. And then if you have an active quest, you'd put it like off to the side. That way we know that you're still working on it.
Okay.
And then some of them have active effects. I would leave those up so we could see them in case the effect ever comes into play. Because sometimes you'll complete a quest and it'll say each time you complete another quest, gain victory points. There's a lot of combos you can do. Alright, so to start, we need to make some of our area private. So on the left-hand side of your screen, you should have a bunch of buttons on the left.
Yeah.
You want to click the one that says Zone. And then it should have the hidden option. And you're going to want to make a small rectangle next to your play area.
To the
That'll
left?
become... so if you look over in my area, I went ahead and did it.
Okay.
So you can see I have that little rectangle down here that you can't see into. So if I drag this first player token into it, it should disappear.
Okay.
This is where you can keep your Lord card. That way no one else can see it, but you can still see it.
Is it fine if I just make
Why
the
can't
like?
I delete this? Trying to
There's a...
delete the one-
If you right click it, I think it deletes it.
I do that, but it's
There you go.
there.
I went ahead and did it.
Plonk. Box.
Yep. Just make sure you don't put your active quests in that box, otherwise we can't see it.
Yeah. Whatever.
Code, you can't take Orin's area.
Yeah, I'm trying to move it. Okay, I'm like, wait. There you go. Yeah, I'll put my box over here.
There you go. And then let me go ahead and move some of this stuff if I can. Get it out of your way.
There.
Off the board.
Oh, oops, I made another one. No, I don't want that.
There we go.
Your Bob's not lonely, so you made it a friend.
I was trying to move this stuff off the table, but it decided to make it.
Yeah, unfortunately when you throw it off the table, it just kind of comes back. So,
Oh, yeah, it did.
yeah. Okay, I'm just deleting them. Alright, so now we roughly understand the rules, right?
Yeah.
You know you have to get victory points. You know that there's buildings, that there's intrigue cards and quests.
I put my markers in the box.
The what?
I put my markers, my control markers.
Wish these things
now
would stack.
hiding.
Alright, these things don't want to stack, so I'm just gonna move them off to the side.
It works.
Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and just do a quick shuffle on everything.
Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle.
Did you hear a shuffle sound?
Yeah.
Oh wait, I need to flip these back over and put them back in. Don't do that. Okay, you did it correctly. I was worried you're gonna like toss it off the side.
I'm only half an idiot.
Yeah, if you hold click, you'll pick up the whole stack, and then if you just like shake it, it'll shuffle too.
Shuffle, shuffle.
But if you hover over it and you hit the R key, it'll also shuffle. It's a little bit quicker than shaking it.
Whee!
Alright, so to start the game, since we have 3 people, we each get 3 agents, which means we get to add 1 each from these side bits.
Okay.
So
Got
these ones way off to the left. Or I guess
Oh.
left is relative. No, you don't take those. We get those later.
Oh,
So if you look underneath that one, it says on the 5th round. So at the 5th round, we each get an extra. I'll go ahead and deliver you guys your extras from the side
oh,
here.
that's yellow. I can grab mine.
Okay.
We get 2 extra?
No, you just get 1.
we get 3 total.
Yep,
Whoops.
3 total.
Okay. That's fine.
And since I'm teaching, I'm gonna go ahead and say I get the first player token.
Yeah.
That way you can see what I do first.
Yeah.
And then anytime you have questions, make sure you ask. Like, the first round is going to be a lot of learning. Alright.
Massive things.
If you hover over, fly on over to this little rule book on the side of the screen, you can see what I'm looking at right now.
This book.
Yep.
On
So,
one of those things you.
yep, that's the rule book. Little reference sheet in case you get lost. So at the start of each round, we remove the victory point tokens from... Well, I guess let's first do the setup. Each player already chose a color. We have our faction. Let's go ahead and get our lords figured out. So I'm going to shuffle the deck again. I'm then going to take 3 cards. I'm going to give Orin 3 cards.
Wait, I have a purple person on my thing.
That's fine. We'll remove him back.
I don't know how he got there.
So these 3 cards, drag it into your secret area.
Okay.
Are they in my
And
secret
then-
area?
Yeah. Well,
Well, not the one. There.
you might want to make your secret area a little bit bigger. They're hidden right now. Once they're in your secret area,
Now
if you
give
press-
me the option to delete my box. It's grayed out.
I think I don't have delete permission for you guys to avoid accidental deletion. But I don't see it in the permissions thing. Let me go ahead and remove it.
I can't tell if my stuff is,
Go ahead and give yourself a bigger box. So once you have your 3 people here, if you press F on a card, it'll flip it. Go ahead and read through what the different lords do and pick one you want to keep.
Not that I really know what any of these mean, but
So typically they're going to give you bonus points based on the type of quest that you do, which kind of influences which quest you pick up. Occasionally they have different effects. For simplicity, I would recommend picking one that just has a basic bonus.
Yeah. Alright.
oh,
So do we just delete the cards that we don't want?
Nope, go ahead and stack those 2 together, flip it back over, and put it back into the deck.
Okay.
this one.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright. Now that you have your lord, I believe we need to assign money.
Orin, for some reason, I could see your card.
What? You can see my card in my box?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not hiding.
Box isn't working.
What did you do?
Your box
I just made a
broken.
box!
Try making it again. Maybe it's because you made the box but you didn't drag your card into it. It was already in the area. So drag it out of the box and back in the box.
Yeah, there
There you go. Wait,
Oh,
no.
no, I
now it's
see it.
visible again.
Ah,
For
Oh,
some
no, I
reason-
can't see it. Nope. What?
I don't know what
is
you've
it working
done.
now?
I can see your card.
Wait, can you see my cards?
No.
Okay. It's just an Orin problem, I see. I don't think doubling up the boxes is working.
It's not.
It's just
Why?
making it a little bit more foggy.
Here,
What's
let me
going
delete
on?
these. Let's move your card out of the way. Let's give you a new box. Or, alternatively, you could just pick up the card, deal it to yourself, and it could sit in your hand for the remainder.
That do anything, or is it still broken?
It's still broken.
How do I deal it to myself?
Oh, God.
Oh,
if you right click on it, you can deal it to your color. Or you could draw it. There we go. Now it's hidden in your hand. Or
I can't
Koji's.
see it. I can't see Koji.
I think Koji drew it.
Why is there a card on my deck?
Did you draw it? Or did Orin...
I drawn it.
It's just on my deck. It says Masked Lord. It's in my hand. What the heck? No, I think this isn't mine.
Why is everything broken?
Here, let me deal this to Orin.
It's
Alright,
not working.
Is it not in your hand?
That's not even the guy I picked.
What?
This is a different guy.
Or do you still have your person, or was that...
No, I still have my person.
Orin, I don't know how you're doing this. You know what? Maybe we'll just play with open lords. No secrets.
Or I picked.
We'll figure this out next round. For this round,
Yeah.
you know what? We'll just go
It
open.
doesn't even do anything.
No
It has no
secrets.
effect.
No secrets.
Look, there's no effect on this guy.
That's because it's masked, because it's in your hand.
Oh.
As soon as you do this. There we go. We're all open. I'm not gonna bother reading yours though.
Mine still says it's masked.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, you probably put it back into your hand. So your hand is right where your name is. So if you move it into there, it hides it. So if you want, you could just put it in your hand. There we go. That works fine.
Okay.
That
It's
keeps
still
it hidden.
masked, even if it's in my hand.
In my hand, it's not.
In my hand, it's not masked.
I can't even see my own lord. What is wrong with my game?
Maybe you can't be blue. Maybe blue is not an option. I'm gonna change your color and then change it back. Now you're yellow.
It's broken.
Now you're blue.
He's still masked.
Alright, it's fine.
I don't know what my own
There you
thing
go.
does.
Read it
Everyone-
and then just read it and then just flip it over.
I can't.
It's still masked?
Yes. Everyone's is masked for me.
Oh my! Oh,
You
wait,
must
I
have
can
clicked
see mine, that
something.
makes sense.
I bet you've pressed some button.
Maybe?
What if I give you this one? Can you see that one?
Yeah.
Alright, you can have that one. I don't know what happened to the
We
other
can
guy.
also see that one as well.
I'm at...
Yeah, if you put it in your hand, can you still see it?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. It's all hidden.
So you all can see me and I can't see anything.
No, yours.
No,
is
no.
masked for
Once
us.
it's in your hand, it goes to masked.
Oh. Okay, so
My guess is you might have hit a button that cycles the different like faces of the card, where it was stuck on masked for you.
maybe.
Anyways, I'm gonna reveal the quests. Wait, where'd the other one go? There we go. Also gonna reveal the buildings. And put the victory points on here. At the start of each round this happens, so the victory points get placed onto each building to kind of give you an incentive to buy the building or wait for it to accumulate. Also, I have to give out gold. also each
Take
of
the
us
golden run.
get 2 quest cards. We also get 2 intrigue cards.
So
Starting
just
player
grab
gets
them?
4 gold, and then each player to the right receives 1 more gold than the previous. So I get 4. To my right would be Orin, so Orin gets 5.
Yes, I got 6.
Cody gets 6. Try to keep that next to your area. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and give myself 2 quests. Give Orin 2 quests. Koji 2 quests. They don't technically go in your hand, but I'm just putting them there for now.
Okay.
You can place it wherever you want.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be... You guys can see it, right?
Yep. That way we can try to sabotage you.
How do I,
Yeah.
how do I rotate the cards?
If you, while you're holding it, you can use the scroll wheel.
Yeah.
There's probably a different button that does it better, but I don't know what it is.
No, that is the button.
No, I think there's more.
Oh.
Alright, so the intrigue cards are private. So these 2 are for Orin. 2 are for Koji. And 2 for me.
Are these we supposed to look at, or?
You can, but they're private. So these are ones that you'd have to go to the harbor to play. Unless there's some other quest that lets you play an intrigue.
Got it.
Alright, we are officially at the start of the game. So because of that... where is it? I'm gonna save. There we go. Just in case. Just in case something were to happen.
Something will happen.
Something's going to happen.
Alright.
You
So
got
take
me
a
and
look.
Koji here, so
Well, it's already happened. You've somehow managed to
Yeah.
hide everything from yourself.
I froze the game before I even started the game.
So take a look at your active quests. Those are the ones that you'll probably want to take care of. Occasionally, you'll have one that's a mandatory quest, which means that you have to do it before you work on any other quests.
How do you? Does it just tell you it is?
It'll say mandatory on it.
Okay. Like
Usually,
it's,
usually those are only given to other players as a way of like slowing them down.
Okay.
So you can be like, I give you a mandatory quest via this intrigue card.
Alright.
Alright, so since I go first, I'm going to take one of my people. I'm going to move that red person because he's not actually playing. And I am going to go to the Grinning Lion. So I get 2 black resources.
You just go wherever you want, or
It has to be an open space.
okay.
So you can see these spots on the board. At the very top is the Cliffwatch Inn. I believe only one person can go to either 3 of those at one time. So once someone goes to the inn, no one else can go to the inn.
Where's the inn?
Right next to the quests.
Ah,
So you have 3 options in that building. You can take a quest and get 2 gold. You can take a quest and get an intrigue card, or you can reset the quest.
So if you
And
don't
then
like the
take
quest,
one.
you can switch it out.
Yeah, if you don't like anything on the list, you can basically swap them all out and then pick one.
Got it.
Or for example, if you think that the rewards are too good for someone else, you can go and like deny them the opportunity of picking the quest.
Nice.
That's typically where like the lords come in, because if you know that someone's taken the same type of quest repeatedly, they probably get a bonus for it.
Yeah.
And those bonuses add up near the end. Alright, since I placed my person, it is now Orin's turn. So Orin, you get to place one of your
Take
people
one of these
somewhere.
guys and just pick a building for him.
Yep. You can go to anything. Also, don't forget these 3 squares on the side of the map, too.
Okay.
Oh, the special one?
Yeah.
Whatever. Oh, plop.
Alright, so you get 2 warriors.
The fighters?
Yes. Same difference.
Yeah, sure, I'm not a complete dummy.
Oh yeah, so we got fighters, warriors, soldiers, and and guards. That would not be confusing at all.
Ah, yes.
Why can't I pick up both of these? Oh, there we go.
You can select by making a drag click, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to. Where should I put this?
In your
my
tavern, so
tavern?
right there. As long as they're
Sure.
roughly in your area, it's fine.
They're on top of each other somehow.
Alright, Koji, where are you going?
I'm going over here.
Alright, so you picked literally the square I have to explain.
Oh.
So there's 2 options for this square.
Okay.
One's a mystery, which is you could pick whichever tile you want.
Okay.
You could pick a wizard, you could pick a cleric, you could pick a fighter, you could pick a rogue. Or you take a fighter and a rogue.
I'll just take a fighter and a rogue.
Okay.
There.
Now it is my turn again. And the round lasts until we're out of people.
Okay.
So I'm going to go and buy a building. I went to the builder's hall. I'm going to pay my only 4 gold to my name. And go buy this building. I have bought this, which I put on the side here. So we have 10 building slots available. So I get to take that 1 victory point. Now let's put this back over to the side. Move my person 1. And also right over here. Right next to the buildings. So I have claimed this building as mine. So when you stand on that building, you could take 2 of any of your resources and turn it into 3 of any resource.
That seems pretty good.
And if someone else uses the building, I get 2 gold.
Gotcha.
So it's a good way of recycling units if you don't need them.
Yeah.
Also, since I bought a building, we put another building out.
What is this little rook-looking thing?
That is the first person or first player token. You could take the lead, basically, of each round.
I see.
So later on, as like the board starts to get a little more packed, you might say, "Oh, well, I want the first choice every turn because then I always get to do this square."
Gotcha.
All right, Orin, where's your second person going?
That's a good question.
How does one get more gold?
There's a couple squares here. So Aurora's Realm
Oh.
Shop gives you 4 gold. Or you could go to the Cliffwatch Inn and get 2 gold in a quest.
Okay.
Orin's going for that gold.
Yeah, sure. Pay me money.
Yep. Here's your coins.
Why don't they stack?
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
Um,
Whatever.
I forget how to zoom in on things.
the scroll wheel.
Scroll.
Like in my hand.
Oh,
Oh.
There's a
I don't
button
think there's
that
a
like
way.
there is Alt. If you press Alt,
Ah.
it like super zooms it in a way that's actually usable.
Oh, yes.
Did you place yours next person, Koji?
Oh, I'll go over here.
Alright, so you get to take a quest and get 2 gold.
I will go. Oh, oh.
I have delivered your coins.
Alright.
I forget what my lord does. Ah. Alright, my turn.
You stack.
Where am I gonna go? I will take a quest and play an intrigue down in this Undermountain area. I'm going to take this one because it gives a lot of reward points. Meaning to replace the quest that we took. And I'm going to play an intrigue. My intrigue is draw 2 intrigues, and as you draw each card, you can play it immediately as part of this action.
That seems kind of busted.
It's one of the best intrigue cards you can get.
And of course
so
you got it.
So you can play an intrigue card when it's your turn?
No, I had to go down to this area down here, which lets me grab a quest and play an intrigue.
Ah, okay.
Did you not put your thing on it?
No, I have a person on it.
No, you
It's right
didn't.
here.
Oh, wait. Oh, over there. Okay,
Alright, so I'm going to play the first one. Maybe. What do you guys have? Nope, not worth it. Actually, no, I am going to do it. The first one says each opponent removes a cleric from his or her tavern and returns it to supply. And for each person that could not do that, I get 2 points. I believe is 4 points.
yeah, none of us have a clerk.
And then my second card I'm also going to play, which is Tax Revolt. Take 5 coins from the supply and place it in your tavern. Place 2 gold from the supply on each of 2 different action spaces. So I get 5 gold, and then I get to make an incentive for 2 other places. Actually, we'll keep that face up. So I'm going to incentivize my area and this. Basically, if you go to any of those areas, if they're available, you basically get to take the coins as addition.
Okay.
Interesting.
Alright, Orange, your go.
The N one, this is just draw another intrigue? Or...
Nope, those are not available.
Oh, you can only use one in at
Yep.
a time?
So if you look at the inn and then you look at the harbor you can see has 3 like arrows or whatever that kind of say that 3 people can be there. But so the Cliffwatch Inn, that middle one, lets you take a quest and an intrigue.
Yeah, okay, so the harbor is just play an intrigue.
Yep. The only other place that you can play an intrigue is the one I used down in the Undermountain.
Okay. Let me just see what I want to do here.
Yeah, the intrigue system is kinda crap. It's hard to use them, like, and still be effective on your turn.
Yeah. You know what? What is it? Plop, 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 plop. Yeah, whatever.
Taking a wizard.
Why
Alright.
not?
Showed you.
What? Maybe I'll take. How do we buy a building?
So that's the Builder's Hall, and I've already occupied it.
Dang it. Okay.
That's one reason to take the first player thing, because if people have an incentive to buy buildings, then you'll never get to buy a building. Alright, you get a cleric.
Yep.
Alright, and since we're out of people, verifying that, we should be,
Yes.
the next round starts, which means you take your people back. No one, whoops, that's not my person, that's a cleric.
Yeah, being the same color as the thing is...
A little annoying, yeah.
There's one... Where's my other...
Right
Over here.
here.
He's
I like
holding
your
on to that
houses.
gold.
Here. There.
Here, there...
Since the next round starts, I move these victory points onto the buildings. And how much gold do I got? 5? Okay. Man, that one gives a lot of gold. I'm going to go here and get 2 more rogues and collect my 2 gold.
Interesting. My turn now?
Yep.
Alright. Let's go buy a building. Which one do I want?
First one gives a lot of gold. Second one gives you some units. Fourth one gives you a lot of units.
They're all orange.
Yes.
But if you go to my building, you can convert them. High Duke's Tomb. Those are some powerful buildings.
Whatever.
7 gold. You got the coin?
I have to. So I pay 5 or 7 gold.
Yep,
Back
he's
into
putting
the
back into the
pile.
middle. Yep. And then since there was 1 victory point on the building, you get to move your person one space further. And then I'll go ahead and put one of your tokens on the side of this so we know it's owned by you.
Like what I just did.
Yep. And then we reveal the next building. This is another whole round, Koji, where you can't buy a building.
Yep. Pain.
Suffering.
Unless you have an intrigue that says you can buy a building.
Nope.
Alright, my go. I am going to go to the Hall of Mirrors and get a fighter and a rogue. Don't mind me, just amassing my army.
Yeah.
And what are your stuff? Hmm.
You're at an obvious disadvantage because I've played this before.
Yes. So I'm looking to sabotage at this point.
I have decided I want that one.
You want to be the first and get an intrigue?
Yeah. So this is drawn intrigue.
Yep, so you get to draw an intrigue.
That's a quest, but intrigue's over here. There we go.
He dragged the whole deck.
I did?
Yeah. I put it back.
Oh. So I just have one now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yes, I have all the intrigue.
I'm very intriguing.
I actually can't remember if the first token applies to the next mini round.
I don't know. Did Koji make her move? His move?
Yeah.
Where'd Koji go? In our cleric?
Right here. Yep.
Alright. I actually don't recall this rule, but I think since you took the first player, you get to go first now, Orin.
Oh.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Well, I can't remember like if it applies at the next round or the next turn order.
Does it not say on the rules?
It's a very
Let's do-
abridged rule.
Get quest, play intrigue.
We'll just play it as is for now.
So I pick a quest, and then I get an intrigue. I'll just take this one. And then intrigue. Okay,
I
so
think
when
you
it says
I think you
place-
skipped me. Oh wait, never mind. You're first. You're
No.
right.
told me you did.
We were just talking about
Look, I was reading.
So when it says place whatever from this on 2 action spaces, does that mean like the incentive thing, like you put the gold on?
Yeah, so you could put it on any other place that can be stepped on, I guess. Where you can stand.
Gotcha.
You gonna go to your spot?
So to play it, I just throw it on the table?
Did you go to a place that lets you play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't play.
Yep, you just put it on the table.
So I get
You basically get to steal someone's
someone.
person.
Yeah. I'm gonna steal one of your rogues.
How dare you?
Look, it's the little things that count.
Very typical of a rogue. Alright, Koji, it's your go.
Go. Here. United Wizard.
Koji's got like the least plentiful units being assembled.
Look, okay, I just finished a quest.
Oh, did you now?
So, yes, I did. And I get 10 points for that.
You get 10 points and you get
That's
to take a quest.
Please.
That just goes
I'm gonna
onto your thing right there and just press F on it to flip it. I'll move your person 10.
Alright. What do I do with the thingies I just used?
You put them back in the center.
Okay.
Okay, so when you complete a quest, you use up your units.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't just keep them forever and then keep using them.
Makes sense, makes sense.
And I get
every
a quest for that?
adventure that you send out dies, but you complete the quest. No, you don't take one from there. You take one from the board.
Okay. Oh, one of these.
Yeah, one of
Yep.
those that's been flipped.
This one.
I wonder what possible quests Koji needs to complete.
Huh?
Definitely not Arcana. Unless he just
I'm
goes for the big number.
Yeah,
Honestly.
little requirements with big numbers is my tactic.
Alright, it's my go. Where am I gonna go? So many places have been taken.
It do be that way.
I really don't have a lot of options. I'm just gonna go to my place, take my 2 coins that have been sitting here, and I'm gonna convert 2 of my rogues into 3 rogues. Actually, no. I'm gonna convert 2 of my rogues into 2 rogues and a wizard. And then I'm going to complete a quest. So my quest is 4 gold, a wizard, 4 rogues, and I get 10 points, and whenever I take an action that provides any money, I also get a rogue.
What is a mission? Or action. I misread that.
Yeah, so whenever I take any action, so if I go to land on a place that gives me gold, I get a rogue. If I play an intrigue that gives me a gold, I get a rogue.
Interesting.
Some quests have some good effects. I've had a couple people play before where the combos got to be ridiculous. Like they were just gaining victory points like a mad person. Alright, so I moved 10. Alright. I believe that's the round. Everyone go ahead and reclaim your people.
I'm home, people.
Oh no.
Also, there's a couple effects that take action this turn.
My dude just phased for the table.
Oh.
I got it back, but that was concerning.
It's part of your glitch. So your tower. Oh, never mind. Some of these have effects for every turn they accumulate things, but not that one. The only one it's landed on.
Okay.
I believe that's all we need. Orin, you're the first player.
Alright. Is it the shipyard or the thing?
The builder?
Builder's hall.
You have like 2 gold. What are you gonna buy?
Oh. I misread what the cost was. Look, I'm not good at C,
You're not good at C, I see.
so
Yeah, the cost is in the top left. What you get when you stand on it, or someone else stands on it, is in the bottom.
if someone lands on this, I get full, besides me, I get full.
Yeah, you get
if I
4
land on
gold if anyone steps on it.
Yeah. So I get, what is that?
That's a 5 and then 3 gold. So you get 8
I
gold,
get 8.
and then you get to place 2 gold on 2 different spaces.
Okay.
Oh, man. I'm over here just trying to stack all my people.
Yeah, it'd be that way. And then I put 1.
Nope, you put 2 on 2 different
Oh.
spaces.
Okay. And I put it. It'd be funny if I put it here, so I'll put it here. Just the money making square. And
Yeah, it gives you an incentive, other people more of an incentive to step on it.
why are you not behaving? On the other money making square.
Alright,
Just-
Koji?
Get rich quick schemes.
Building. I want this one.
It's a good building. Oh, 7.
Wait. I have 7.
Yep. And there's a stack of 3 victory points there, so you automatically get 3 victory points for buying it.
Oh, I wasn't even paying attention to that.
I have went ahead and moved you.
Okay.
Alright, my turn. I will go and use Koji's new area. Means
Nice.
Koji gets 2 fighters, and I get 4. Then I also get to place more elsewhere. Oh, you took the whole
A lot of
thing.
fighting.
Oh, oops. There you go.
Let me just lock that. I get to
I should
place
add them.
one of them in 2 different places. So I'm going to place one to think about this. I'll place one down in the entry well, and I'll place one at this one. We also have to draw a new building. That's a good one.
Okay.
I believe it's my turn.
No, you just played on Koji, right?
Correct. You are correct. So we each have 2 people left. I was thinking we were down to 1.
Onion.
I want this one. Is that 2 black?
Two rogues, yeah.
That means I can complete a quest. Yeah. So, do I complete the quest now, or?
Yeah, you could do it anytime, really. Obviously, it's better to do it on your turn.
So, I send back 1 fighter.
1 fighter, 3 rogues, and 4 gold. You get 10 victory points and an intrigue. I'll go ahead and advance your person 10.
I just draw out of the intrigue pile, right?
Yep.
Okay, I didn't screw it up this time.
Did you pay your 4 gold?
Not yet.
I'd say, if you already did, you're fucking rich.
I mean, that's the goal. I don't need to win, I just need to be rich.
You do get victory points for leftover gold and people.
Oh.
But it's so minuscule, it doesn't really matter. It's more valuable to use it for a quest.
Oh. That's an interesting one.
Alright, Koji.
Okay. I will take that money.
Yep, you get 6 coins. So if you want, you can put one of those back and take a 5.
Oh. Okay. Ah, this is already stacked.
Alright. I will... I'm gonna go down here, take the fighter that I placed over there, take a quest, and play an intrigue. Quest I'm going to take...
I see Koji's having fun over here.
Yeah. I will take this quest, because I feel like Koji's going to try to steal it. Because it has a big number on it.
Oh. If it's a big number and big requirements, I'm not touching it.
I replaced it with another one with a big number.
That has a lot of requirements, though. I don't like it.
And I also get to play an intrigue. The intrigue I'm going to play is for Koji. I'm giving you a mandatory quest.
Oh. Oh, okay.
You have to complete this quest before you complete any other quests.
That is fine. That's easy.
I think that's a cheap one.
It is. Alright, Orin.
What do I want? So, just to make sure, if I use yours, I have to pay you 2 gold?
No, you don't pay. They just get it.
Oh, you just draw 2 gold?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's...
But it's
both
only if someone
beneficial.
besides you uses it, right?
Yeah. You don't get it if you use your own
use
square.
your own. gonna use yours.
Alright, which means I get 2
Instead-
gold and a rogue.
Fighter and a wizard. Let go. And then take back a fighter and a wizard. And
Actually,
a rogue.
I don't think I get a rogue. I'm gonna put that back. 'Cause it says whenever I take an action, which I did not take an action. I just collected rent.
Basically, I just gained a rogue.
Alright, Koji.
I need this. I need more. Okay. And I've completed my quest.
A mandatory quest.
Yes.
You do get a reward from it.
Yes. Another intrigue.
Intrigue.
Or something. Yeah. Ah, my stack.
If you hold click, you grab everything. If you click and move quickly, you only grab the one.
In. There you go.
I will put my person over here and get a fighter and a rogue. Orin's turn. Which I believe sets us back to no people, right?
Yes. Everybody comes
Alright.
home.
Everyone go home. Can't stay here, gotta leave.
Where did I? Where did I put my dude? Oh, there
Over
it is.
here.
Wait, which number is this?
4.
Okay.
Next turn we get an extra person.
More humans.
Yes.
The meeple.
I'm, now that I have money, going to buy a building.
I wonder which one you're gonna buy.
They're all pretty decent.
Yeah, they're all pretty good.
I want.
But one literally gives an extra thing the other ones don't.
Yeah.
The Awning Portal's pretty good though, because you could pick like 2 wizards or 2 clerics.
It is, but I'm being weird, so.
Alright, so
I
you
take
get
one of my
1,
Points.
and I'll advance you 1 more victory point forward.
Oh, I get it. Oh, yeah, because I bought a building.
Well, it has victory points on it.
Yeah,
So
that's
basically
what I meant.
buildings that sit around for a while, collect them.
Oh, wait, I need to pay.
Yeah, you have to buy the building.
Then I get.
Like, this is mine now. They're like, sir?
This is my building.
Alright, Koji, where you going? Looking to play an intrigue?
I don't, yeah, I was looking for him, like, I don't know. No, I don't like it because it'll benefit you guys. Okay. Okay.
Taking a wizard?
Yeah, I did.
Alright. I will put my person here to get 2 rogues. Orange go.
Okay. I want to be rich.
Alright, so you get 8 plus the 2 that are already on there.
But that's 10, so I'm just gonna put those
Well, then you
down
also get to
there.
put 2 coins on 2 different squares.
Yeah. I should have thought about that.
Oh.
I'll give you 2 stacks here.
I'm gonna put back on here because it's funny. And oh, I forgot that was a thing. And on the Builder's Hall.
Okay. Koji?
My turn.
Yep. You wait till your turn to pick.
Yeah, I keep on spacing out. I'm like, what?
This is your training for D&D. D&D, you gotta be ready to take your turn.
Okay, here. I take this.
I will skip a player if they're not ready.
It be that way.
I usually don't, but I'll incentivize them to have their moves planned. I will go and claim some money. I get 4 gold, and because I took an action that gives me gold, I also get a rogue. Remove Orin.
I have 12 gold. This one's play or whatever these are called.
Intrigue.
Oops. Yeah. Okay, so I want to play this one. Choose one building that doesn't have a player on it and destroy it. So I'm going to blow up Craft's building, but I have to pay him 4 gold for it.
Okay.
Do you have one that I can just give me a change?
Yep.
Drink? No, I don't want to.
Alright, this building is
And
gone.
then I get a building for free.
Does it say to take one of the existing ones?
I thought it
But
said,
one building, yeah. So you take one of the existing ones that are down there and move it over.
So I'm gonna take this one. There's 2
There's-
VT on it.
2 victory points.
So I move 2 forward.
Yep,
I'm not in last place.
for now.
No,
And
I shall not allow this.
where do I throw this?
Right over here.
Oh, there it is.
And then did you put your token on the building?
I did not. Where's my tokens?
Alright. And we get a new building option. Nice.
Okay. I will go here.
You're doing a thing.
And I want to play this card.
You gotta move again.
Turn one of your assigned people to your pool.
So you take them back, and then you can put them back.
Later on.
Well, yeah.
This card never made a lot of sense to me. I know there's some utility of using it, but
I mean, for one thing, it opens.
Doesn't
up
it
the
give you
way.
like an extra turn that round?
kind of. But like everything's already like occupied.
Well, not everything that I want is occupied.
Yeah, but you had to use a person to play the card, which is the weird part to me.
Yeah.
That's one of the entry cards I don't really like. Like I use this, so I can
Should probably have that.
have
over
another
there.
turn. Oh yeah, that quest.
Yeah.
Technically, that goes into your completed.
Oh. Okay. It just wouldn't go in.
Yeah, they're two different cards.
The entry. Oh, because it's mandatory. Gotcha.
So
All
do
right.
I get to go again now?
No,
Oh.
you just return it to your pool,
Craft has to go,
and then you get to
again.
go.
Oh, okay.
Like
I
turn
thought-
order continues, because you had to take your turn to do that. I will. What do I need? I'm gonna go get a wizard. And then I'm gonna complete a quest. So the wizard.
Not completely with quests.
What?
I'm not very good at this.
Well, you gotta go for like the commerce quests, I think. Actually, I cannot complete this quest, so turn order or turnover. Cody, now you can place your last person. Or you can pick one unit for free. Go to use your building.
Ooh. Yoink.
And Koji, you get to pick two of any unit. And that's the end of the round.
Everybody come home.
Claim your people.
I don't want them.
Well, luckily for you, you get to send them right back out. Not only that, you get another one. You have even more people to send out now.
You know what? You guys are annoying.
No one wants this building. It's been there since the start.
Which one?
The one that has 5 victory points accumulated on it.
You know, I'm just gonna, because these guys are annoying, I'm just gonna take this guy for my turn. Because I'm first anyway. And then I'll go buy a building.
You get to claim the 2 coins that are there.
Oh, yes.
I don't know. I don't think you can afford anything.
I'm gonna pay 3 to buy this poor unwanted building.
Koji, are you secretly completing quests over here?
I just realized I have push to talk on, and I've been talking.
I get 5 VP.
I just looked over. I'm like, your mountain's gone.
Yes, I completed the quest. I think I get 10.
No, you don't get it for itself. So you get 8.
Where do I put these? Over here?
Just off to the side. There's a pile of them back here.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
see all
so
that
Koji,
stuff.
you get to move 8, and then I would keep that quest to the side because there's an active effect with it. So every time you complete a warfare quest, you get an extra 2. So did you move yourself 8?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, and Orin's already bought a building.
Yes.
Means it is Koji's turn.
Okay. I shall. Wait, why you taking my people? I'm going over here.
No, you use my thing.
Yeah.
So you get 2 of whatever, I get 1 of whatever.
Yeah, now you're seeing the incentive of owning buildings.
So I'll take another rogue.
Also, I'm going to put one of your markers on the building you just bought.
Oh yeah, I forgot to do that.
Alright, which means it is my turn. Going to go to the tavern over here, get 2 rogues. And then now I'm going to complete my quest. My quest that requires 5 rogues. We're doing some shady shit. 5 of these guys, 5 gold, 2 fighters, and a wizard. Equals 10 victory points and an active ability. Where whenever I take a skullduggery quest, I get 2 rogues in my tavern.
A lot of rogues.
Don't worry about it.
He's just collecting them.
They won't stab anyone.
I'm not sure about that.
They just might take all your money.
They're gonna do roguey things.
Puts me back in the lead.
So now it's my turn again?
Yep.
Money!
Never saw that coming.
I mean, I don't know what's going on, but
It's a lot of money.
it's a lot of money.
So I think every 2 gold is worth 1 victory point. So I mean, if you just accumulate all the gold...
So I get 8 more. Give me that.
And then you get to put 2 gold elsewhere.
Yeah, I just...
Twice.
just look at all that money. Where'd I get an orange dude? Was he on one of these things?
Someone probably put him back and he fell into the wrong pile. Surprise!
So, put it back on the money. And... on the other money.
Koji, where are you going?
Let's see. I will go here. I like this one. I completed. Oh wait, no, I haven't. Wait, yes, I have. I've completed a quest. What's it? 1, 2, 3, 5.
5 wizards and 2 gold.
Yep.
For 25 points. And we'll go ahead and move you 25.
Alright.
You are far in the lead.
Yes.
Alright, for my turn, I'm going to take the first player token and get an intrigue card.
Oh no, you took my thingy.
Gotta stop you now.
Sad times. So my turn again.
Yep.
I need to change my camera so I can actually see what these do.
Yeah, I very frequently zoom really far in.
Okay, so I get a black, or a rogue, and
Fighter.
fighter,
And you get to play an intrigue.
and I get to play an intrigue. So I'm gonna do this one, where I get 2 wizards, and I get to choose someone else to get a wizard, so I choose Koji.
Wizard.
And with that, I think I've completed this quest. It requires 2 fighters, 4
Or rogues.
rogues, and 2 wizards. So let me put those all back.
And 10 gold.
And 10 gold, yeah. Which is not a problem.
Alright, I'll go ahead and advance you 13. 14, 15, because you're going to get the victory points from the buildings.
Yeah. And so I get to claim, what is it?
All 3 buildings are now yours that were in the Builders Hall.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't even know what these all do, but they're all mine now. Why do I have so many buildings? No, that's what the quest is.
Pretty good quest.
It's a very expensive quest.
Relatively. For what it does, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably worth it, but that's...
Alright.
Okay. Can I trade in my gold to get a 5er?
Yeah. Also, now that I think about it, I think the first player token only takes effect on the next round. Because since I took it, I would have been the first player, which means I would have won it again otherwise, which doesn't make sense. I figured out the rule. Koji?
Yes, I shall go to my own spots.
A lot of
Fighters.
rogues.
Fighters.
Fighters.
You get 4, and then you also get to place one fighter on 2 different squares.
Ah, okay. Let's see. I'll put fighter here. And one. Okay.
Okay. For my turn, I'm gonna go down there and take that fighter. As well as another fighter and a rogue. Orin?
Yeah, sorry, I'm looking at things.
Okay, just letting you know.
I need a new quest, so
Wow, needs a strong word.
want a new quest. So I'm gonna do this one so I can get a quest. Which
Yeah.
ones we have?
Yep, you get to play an intrigue.
Yeah.
I get the impression that Orin is understanding the game now,
No, I'm
and
not.
Koji
I'm just.
has finished stacking things.
I don't know. This one has a big number. And then I will play, since this is the only one I have, I get 2 rogues, and then I put 2 rogues randomly. Can I put them on the ones that already have something on them?
Yep.
Put one there, and one there. So someone can get double rogue.
Okay.
Now it's Koji's turn.
Alright, I want this one. And that completes another quest for me.
Koji's questing it up.
Yes.
Six fighters and 5 gold.
Yep.
I like this quest.
Just put everything back.
You basically convert your fighters into rogues.
Yep. Don't know what I'm gonna need them for, but I hope I get a quest that needs that.
I mean, that's a really good quest. You basically just paid 5 gold to get a victory point and convert.
Yeah. How many? 6 rogues?
6.
Yeah.
6 rogues and 6 victory points.
Wait. Okay. Alright.
I will place my last person. Wait, we gotta reveal our quest. I will place my last person here, take the fighter, get a quest, and 2 gold. And since I get gold, I get another rogue. And I take the Skullduggery quest.
What did you do?
I went up to the Cliffwatch Inn.
Oh, you went to the inn. Okay. You got money.
Yep, so I get a rogue from getting the money. And then since I took a Skullduggery quest, I get 2 rogues because of my other quest I completed.
You're just roguing.
Just rogue things. Alright, that completes this round.
So,
And I get to go
back,
first
we can
now.
kick you out again.
I get to buy the buildings, claim the gold.
Mike,
I'm gonna place my first person and help Koji retrieve his people.
Huh. Oh, yes.
Koji, you need your minions.
Oh, I totally forgot.
Before I forget, I also need to put these down. My first person's gonna go over to this money pile over here. So, Orin, you can collect your 4 gold.
We're gonna throw that back and grab the
Stack
bumper.
up.
I get 10 gold for landing on that space, and I get to put 4 gold elsewhere. First 2 I put will be here. Next 2 will be up here. And is there anything else? Oh yeah, I also get a rogue because I got gold. And that's my turn. I have just an army. I have some wealth and an army.
Yes. Looking at all the buildings.
Yeah, there's a lot of options. This is why I wanted to play with the expansion, because the expansion adds a lot of good cards. The base game is a little lacking. The expansion adds so many like almost broken buildings and cards. Like anything wants to have like a little beholder face on them are from the expansion.
I'm gonna take.
So most of the ones
Fire.
that we willingly bought.
Yeah.
And a rogue.
Basically, any of the ones that you saw and were like, "Oh, that's good."
Yeah.
I think that completes a quest. It does. I get 10 points and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gold.
I only see 3 rogues there.
Never mind. The black confused me.
Yeah, it's a little hard to see on the mat.
I did not complete a quest yet. Speaking of expensive ones, so look at what's with the second one I picked up. That's great. It's what? 6 gold, 2 fighters, 3 rogues, 4 wizards, or whatever it is. But it is 40 rewards, so.
Yeah, wizards are the hard ones to accumulate.
Yeah.
Go to your go.
Okay. I shall go. I need quest. That's what I need. I go here.
All right, you get a quest and 2 gold.
See. So, take
Did we
2.
choose not to complete a quest if we want to save
Yeah.
the pieces? Okay.
You don't have to complete the quest.
That's. I would use my stuff if I did this one. Oh. I'll take this one. Okay.
turn.
Yeah.
I will play an intrigue and get a quest. Because this one looks very tantalizing. So the intrigue that I'm playing, get 2 fighters and then place 2 fighters elsewhere. I will put a fighter over here and a fighter over here. Also, I'm pretty sure, Koji, since you stood over here at the inn, you also get these 2 gold coins that were over here.
Oh, okay.
I don't think you have to stand on the exact one. Because it's technically the same square.
Yeah.
What do I want? I kind of want another intrigue.
Don't forget, there's 2 rounds left before the end of the game.
Okay. So I'm gonna do this one. Select the rogue. Which now completes this quest.
Yep. You also get a wizard and an intrigue.
Yeah, I'll get that in a minute. And then I get 10 and 6 gold.
Craft just looks like he's accumulating.
Need the money. Did I move yet? Or
Move
did you
what?
move me?
Oh, I have not moved your token now.
Okay, so it's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10.
It is Koji's turn.
Hold on, I haven't finished my thing yet.
Okay.
I need to get a...
Wizard and an intrigue. A finger waggler.
Oh, that's very interesting. Look at all these little rogues sitting in Koji's base.
Have you not seen my base?
Look, I don't care about your base.
Only my base. Okay, so my turn?
Yep.
So, alright. I will... see, nothing looks that great right now.
I would agree with that.
So...
Unfortunately, Orin blew up my only building for converting.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, that would have been helpful to have right now.
It was funny.
And none of the buildings are good either. At least not
I mean, they're
for
not
me.
the worst.
They're not the best for me, though.
You just gotta take what you can get.
Yeah, everything's just... Oh wait, no. This one's free. Actually, I need that. See, I thought the gold was a person for a second, so I'll take these two.
Gold can be a person.
So 2 gold into light.
Yes.
What is light cleric? Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, it's my go. Where would I like to go? I need to start completing some of these quests.
Probably. I'm never
Wow.
completing this quest that I grabbed.
Well, there's a couple I was gonna complete, but then threw a wrench in my plans. I will go here and get a fighter and a wizard. Which means, Orin, you get a fighter.
Boring. Okay, so it's my turn.
Yep. While you're thinking, I'm gonna also complete this quest. I get no points for it, but whenever I complete, or whenever I play an entry, you guys score 2 points.
We're gonna do this one. Give me a rogue and a fighter, and then I get to play this, which lets me give a wizard to Koji, and I get 8 points.
Nice.
5, 6, 7. Oh, now I'm on top of Koji.
You're looking a bit behind here.
All part of the plan.
Yeah, no, that's the further behind he is, the scarier he is.
Yes, he's just accumulating. He's like, I will win solely through money.
No, he's gonna win solely through rogues. Just,
If you just kill your opponents, then you win. Alright, who just went?
I just, or did Koji? No, I went.
Okay.
Koji's turn.
My turn. I will go here, and I will take a card.
Very good. Then I will... Slim Pickings.
Yes.
This is just a random, or did somebody put a fighter on this thing, or?
That's still there.
Okay.
I'm gonna go take a wizard.
Yeah. I don't know what I want to do. That's taken. That's taken. I'm just gonna draw 2 intrigues.
Alright. Your move, Koji.
Well, yeah. I'll take this. So I'll take a cleric. And when one of your intrigues are a mandatory quest, you give it to someone else?
Yeah.
Okay. I will give it to you. Here you
Okay.
go.
I will go ahead and complete it.
You're just making it more powerful.
No, because he's losing some people. That is less
Look
power.
at all the people he has.
It was 3, okay?
Alright. Reset.
Alright.
You'd have 4 people. Mine are practically invisible on the board.
Basically.
Yeah, that's the problem with.
Alright, I am going to go to the yawning portal and get 2 wizards. Means Orin, you get to pick 1 unit.
Oh, okay. What do I want? I want a wizard, I guess. I don't know, just so I can have at least one of each. And then my turn.
Yep.
What do I do? Do I want to do?
Oh yeah, I also forgot to put the victory tokens out.
Okay, I'm going to buy a building. I want this one.
Alright,
Has
cost
2
4.
VP. Where did I put it up here? There it is. Okay. And then I need to pay 4.
Joji?
I have a quest done. I just realized it now. So I get to move 11 spaces? Yes.
Yep.
And I get 1 of everything.
And you get to take all the
of
quests.
Yes, they are mine.
I've completed like 2 quests total? Yeah.
I'm just doing all of them.
Joji's
not
doing
a
the
very good job
quests.
of this quest
I'm
thing.
accumulating units, and Orange is making money and buying all the land.
Whee!
Oh, why did I put that one back? Okay. And I will put my one. What do I need? Oh, that's a lot of orange. Okay. I'm going here. I'm going to my place.
Okay, you get 4 fighters. You need to put 2 fighters elsewhere.
Yes.
And are you completing a quest?
Huh?
Are you going to complete a quest? Because I think you have a couple options.
Oh, really? Wait, hold on. I haven't even looked at them yet. Just do. Let's see. We can't do that one yet. But we do have 2 purple and 2 black, an orange, and a white. Yeah, I'll do this one.
And 2 gold.
Yeah. I'm at 20 spaces.
Alright, while you're figuring that out. I will... I will go over here and get 2 fighters and a wizard.
Oh, we forgot
And
to put a
Orin
building
gets a fighter or a wizard.
up. 1 second. fighter or a wizard.
Oh, whoops.
I'll take a wizard.
I put one of my wizards over there instead of my token.
So I'm going to grab a quest and play a thing.
Okay.
Oh, I want.
So what if I get 100 points?
100 victory points? Then you just keep
Yeah.
going.
Okay.
You roll over.
Yeah, you go back to 0.
Okay.
I can play a thing, so I'm going to play. Wait, hold on. Let me make sure I got the right one. Yeah, this one. So I can forcefully move somebody else's piece.
I dare.
So let me just take a peek real quick at who's doing what.
So you move someone's piece to a new space, and then they can take that action as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then you get
I'm
to
going to-
assign one of your people.
Take Koji and put you over here.
But
That's not how that
Crap.
works.
Craft's already over
Oh, I
here.
didn't see that.
See, you
I
wasn't
am
covering
ninja.
the person. Where are you putting me?
I'm putting you back for just a second.
You gotta find a new location.
Oh, I could have completed 2 quests. Hold on.
That's what I said.
It just registered. It's okay.
I'm putting Koji on the money,
Yeah.
but then I
Okay.
get to go again.
So Koji, you get to
Ooh.
take 8 gold, and then put
Nice.
gold elsewhere.
I will put.
Wait, let me grab it all at once. It's a pain.
Can't hold all that money in your hands.
Apparently
So
not.
I will get a cleric and play. Koji gets a mandatory quest.
Oh. But I was just about to do that one. Now I can't do this one. Hey.
Lily got it in before you were able to turn it in.
Yes, this is pain.
With that, I get to complete this quest, which is the cleric I just drew. Where there it is.
Did you move your person? Because you had to take the space that you moved them.
No, wait, I thought it was. Hold on. No, I get. Yeah, it just lets me assign one of my things, so I can.
Well, no, it says choose an action space containing an opponent, and
Yeah, move them.
yeah, it says
Then
opponent can
assign
take.
one of your unassigned units.
Yeah, but you have to
So I-
assign it to the one that was taken.
Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Oh, then. Well, never mind. I don't complete that.
What?
It's, I take
Take
back
your
the-
your required stuff back.
Means
I
Koji
misunderstood
does
what
not
you
collect 8 gold.
Hey.
said. No, she still does because I moved her.
Oh, okay, so you're still taking
Wait,
that then.
Oh.
I mean, but that means that I have to take this. All of the
Okay.
fighters.
Yeah, you have
So
to move your
those are
person to
4
the fighters.
Yeah, I need to draw 4 fighters. I don't need all these fighters, but okay. Then I'll put a fighter. Oh, we're out of fighters.
Huh?
There's 0 fighters in the pile.
Oh.
I can't
Look what you
place
did,
a
Craft.
There we go. There's 2 more.
I put another fighter on the fighter spot. Can I put them both on the same spot?
I don't think so.
Alright.
There's 2 different action spaces.
Okay, now it's Koji's turn.
Okay. Well, I got this quest done. I moved 9 spaces and get to clerks.
Yeah, 2 clerks.
2 clerks.
Yeah.
2 holy boys. The real intrigue is that Orin didn't give me the mandatory quest.
Yeah.
He's realized that Koji might win.
No, I've just realized that you'd probably instantly complete it. And it wouldn't actually impact you that much.
I would instantly complete yours too.
Yeah, but it would have been funnier.
What?
It messed up your strategy.
Insane. Okay. Wait, I need to move mine. Oh, wait, no. That.
No, we never put it or replaced this quest there.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm confused. Why does Orin have only 1 person left?
because he had to place an
Because I moved
unassigned
twice.
person somewhere.
Oh, okay. I was like, did I get skipped and didn't notice?
Surprise you.
Wait. Oh. Okay. I can't do that one. I guess. Okay. Okay. I'm done.
Okay. I am going to go collect 2 rogues and complete a quest. So, 4 rogues, 2 wizards, fighter, and 5 gold. Completes this one, which gives me 10 score. And I get to draw 4 intrigue cards, and I may play them immediately as part of completing the quest.
That's dangerous.
Prepare. Let me finish putting these things away first. And move this over here. Alright, 4 intrigue
Still my
cards.
money.
Let me read them first. Alright, first one I'm going to play immediately is this. Dang it, stop moving. I get to take a cleric, and then I also get to place a cleric. I will place a cleric. On the yawning portal. Second intrigue is Call for Adventures. I get to take 2 of any from the supply, and then each of you get to take 1 from the supply of any.
Okay.
Crap, I grabbed your thing.
My
until my turn to
third.
complete the quest, right?
Yeah, or at least until I'm done.
Yeah.
My third one. I'm gonna choose Orin. You need to remove 2 fighters and 2 rogues, or 1 fighter and 1 rogue from your tavern and give them to me. So since you don't have two, you have one
I
of
don't.
each. I take these. Then for my final intrigue, I get to sample wares. I get to assign one of my unused people to a building in the Builder's Hall and use it.
Kinda.
I will take, or I will use this one, which gives me 2 intrigues and 4 gold.
But then discard
And
2 intrigues.
I'm just gonna put 1 gold back and take a 5. And then I get a rogue because I got gold. Then I get to take 2 intrigues and discard 2 intrigues, which is basically recycling. I will discard this one. And this one. And then I'm not done. I'm going to also, because of one of my completed quests, score 8 victory points because I just played 4 intrigue cards. Alright, now I'm done.
So I need to look at the board real quick. It was on that one, I think. Oh, I get a
One of any
Never-
and play an intrigue.
And here you can have the mandatory quest.
Okay.
And then I complete this one. We need a cleric, a rogue, and a fighter. And then
I'm gonna go ahead and
2
complete it.
gold.
Gives me 2 victory points.
And then so I get 4 points. Where am I? There I am. No, that's Koji. Where's me? Are you
Blue. All the way back here.
What?
All the way back here.
4. And I get to claim any building I want.
I get the impression that Orin's the building lord. He's gonna
Oh,
get
really?
like 80 points for all the buildings he owns.
2 VP.
You also find that when people work against you together, you will definitely lose.
Makes sense.
No idea what's going on. I'm just doing things.
Well, if there's 3 people and both of them do every negative effect to one person.
I tried to do it to Koji, but I did it wrong, so.
Yeah. Why are you attacking me?
Because it was funny.
No. Is it my
Koji?
turn? Yes. I shall go here.
Koji basically is good to go twice because me and Orin have used cards to
Yep.
assign our people.
I
That means
have
I get
no
to
one
draw
stopping
a
me.
rogue. Right? That's one of mine? Yeah.
They're all
Only
yours.
four
And
pieces.
I get to play a card, which is this one. So I take 2 more rogues. And you guys have the option to give me your rogue for what?
3 score.
3.
Three.
Yeah.
You get
Yeah,
3 victory
sure.
points.
Yeah, give me.
1, 2, 3.
That is
I will also give you a rogue.
nice.
You literally let me draw it just to give it to you.
And then I have moved gold. This quest done gives me oh, let me move all the gold at once. Why?
It's another conversion quest.
Yes. Get all the rogues.
Turning everyone into evil people.
And now you make a tower of rogues.
Yes. I tried, but they're too pointy.
How they
Fuck.
stab.
Yes, pretty much. Okay. Crap. Brain. Okay. Yeah, I did that already. Get my 1, 2, 3.
You know, you're collecting the wrong unit, right?
What? No, that's my reward.
No, I meant for your next quest.
Oh, I know. It's fine. They're just mine.
You're looking for fighters, Koji, not thieves.
This is fine. See,
Roguish good looks.
Like, you look like a fighter. You're like, sure.
Yes. And I will take this one since my thingy is taken. I'll go here. Take this fighter.
Gold
take,
and a quest.
which one do I actually have a lot of rogues, so I might as well use them. I will take it. Massive payout.
And don't forget
Okay.
your 2 gold.
I get 2 gold?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Alright,
1,
Ex- next and final round.
Bring it in, bring it in.
2.
I'd say strategy meeting, but there is no strategy.
The strategy is accumulate.
Accumulates.
Strategy is money.
Alright. First turn, I'm going to the Yawning Portal. Get the cleric that sat there. And
Koji,
2 wizards.
Koji still has his friends on the board.
That's
Oh.
fine. He's slow to collect.
I'm over here focusing on what do I need to get, and I forget my people.
Or you
Forgot
get to choose one of any unit.
Okay.
And I'm going to complete a quest. I will complete my warfare quest here, which
Okay.
is
And cleric.
2 clerics, 7 fighters, and 2 wizards, and 2 gold. Let me put. Oh. These are guards, not clerics. There we go. Guy goes here. 7 fighters, if I can group them. There you go. Now the fighters have returned home. They've been away for a while. I get 40 victory points.
It's a lot.
I gotta remath. 40. I'm at 48. which means I should be at 88.
I should have taken a different one, but whatever.
I'm right behind Koji.
No.
Oh dear.
No.
Because I'm not completing any
It's not
quests.
allowed.
I'm so far behind.
Yes.
Well,
Come on.
maybe.
Wait, is this the one I wanted? Yeah.
Well, you grabbed it.
Yeah, I'm just.
Yeah, it's a pretty big balance between completing quests, doing intrigue cards, collecting units, buildings, etc.
Okay, it's my turn.
No, hold on. I need to grab that intrigue.
Okay.
Okay.
It's the first time you've asked if it's your turn, Koji.
I'm ready to go.
Your units have assembled.
Oh,
Yes.
hold on. I grabbed the whole intrigue deck again.
Just too intrigued.
All of the intrigue. Okay. It's my turn now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I take this. This is mine. Ah. I should probably turn that into the moons.
You just have a pile of squares.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yeah.
I will place one of my people.
There we go, finally.
I'm gonna go down here, get a free fighter, get a quest, and play an intrigue. Quest I'm taking is the Skullduggery, which, because of one of my previous quests, I get 2 rogues. And then the intrigue I'm going to play is to assign one of my unused people to a building in the Builder's Hall. Actually, not that great. I will go here and remove 3 people from my tavern. I will choose 3 fighters. And as part of this, I have to place those on different squares. So I will place one here, one here, and one here. And then I get 10 victory points. So I get to go to 98.
And I'm back here at like 63. Whatever. I have money. Okay.
Koji's rearing to go.
Yes. I forgot that you could see my thing.
I'm gonna take a fighter
Oh.
and a rogue. which, and then I get to play that, which allows me to give Koji some. No, wait. I want to give Crafts.
No, you want to give them to me.
Wait a second.
Who would I want to give?
Yeah.
No, I don't want to give them to Koji.
No. Dang
And then I
it.
get to move 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But then I complete this quest. 3 fighters. One cleric. 1 rogue. And I get 8 more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 4 golds.
Orin's catching up, Koji.
Not for long. Is it my turn?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a quest complete. I moved 40 spaces.
Well,
Wait, why
let's
do
see
I
if you
pick
have enough
something?
first.
I do have enough.
Well, let's see.
I do. See, it's 3 orange, 4 black,
And
2
it
white,
also
and
costs. Oh yeah, there it is. Your 10
Yeah.
gold.
I got it all. Oops.
Well, turn in your people first.
I'm trying to get them like multiple at a time. It's I don't want to put them in one by one. Ah. There we go.
We're just about to zip around the board.
Yep.
Let's see, you're at 90, so you'll be at 130.
What? Oh my gosh. Okay.
Alright,
This,
for my
this
turn.
is lasting a while. A lot longer than I expected.
Well, we had to explain it for a while.
Yeah, this is also. It's a pretty long game.
Yeah, it takes a minute. I'm gonna get
Yeah.
2 rogues. Which lets me complete a quest. For a fighter, 3 rogues. And 4 gold, so I'm gonna put 5 in, take 1 back.
Can you even buy buildings when it's all full?
You can't.
Okay. So no more buying buildings.
So I complete this quest, which gives me 6 victory points, and whenever I take a action that gives me a rogue, I get money, which doesn't matter because this is my last move.
I want money. I get 8.
Yep,
Oh,
get 8, and you get to put coins elsewhere. Oh wow, this did take a while. We basically used up our entire time.
Yeah.
You know what?
I wonder if I gave
know
us
what?
too many meeple.
Meeple?
No?
What?
That's what the action people are called.
Oh, I'm like
Meeple?
meeple.
Yeah, number of players 3, agents per player 3. And then we got the 4th on the 5th turn.
I think it's just supposed to be a long game.
And also,
Yeah.
you know, combination of incompetence. Yeah. every move require double checking stuff.
Yeah, that's why I usually want to play multiple games, because the first game takes forever, then the next game's usually quicker.
Yeah. Uh-oh. No.
You're making him. Hey, stop beating me up! He's beating me up with his bag!
I was trying to grab the bag. It wouldn't work. No, that's you doing that. I'm like, why is it flipping?
Coins back.
Oh, no. It was going.
What?
Ah! There we go.
On in here.
How are they perfectly standing on their heads? I'm so confused.
Look, we don't ask questions, we just do things. No. Koji, make your move.
There isn't really anything.
That's why I just went for the money.
1, 2. And then I put 2 on 2 different spaces. 1, 2.
Oh, this is my last piece.
Yep. Yeah, I forgot what gives you the most points in your last turn.
More money.
Oh, wait. I just realized I never did get this fighter.
Oh,
Or
you
was
get-
this priced after?
That was there before, I think.
Oops.
so for each building tile and play, that's all
You
these
get 10.
buildings? Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the best play. I think that's 5 victory points right there.
Look at all this gold.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you've accumulated most of the wealth. Alright, Koji, what's your final play?
My final play is another card done. So I go here, take this.
I think
take
Koji
2
won.
fighters.
Probably.
Most likely. I've played similar games to this now that we've actually done
Well, that and Orin just kept feeding you units.
it. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I got that. All that.
And again, I kept feeding Orin units by using his buildings.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Does it matter if I really put them all back?
Yes. Because
Okay.
they turn into points at the end.
Okay.
Like, I won already. Let's just say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even. I was just having fun with buildings and money.
Yeah, he bought them all.
You have one.
I'm the only person that has a building.
The only other competitor, he blew up their shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just took some C4, is like, this is my location now.
Yes. And I moved 25. Where am I?
He should be at
Getting
55.
that, getting that quest that let me take all the buildings was really nice, though.
Yeah?
Okay.
I don't think you get any gold or any victory points for owning a building, unless your lord is that person.
Yeah, probably.
Alright, so the final scoring. Each adventurer gives us 1 victory point from our tavern.
So I get 2.
I get
Should we move?
5. Yeah, go ahead and move. And then
Okay,
just
five.
put your people just in the center.
Okay.
You don't have to put them back. You don't have to. If we play a game, we'll reset the board.
What time is it? Actually, my dinner's done, so.
Okay, we'll finish the totaling and then we'll conclude.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so for your gold, every 2 gold is worth 1 victory point rounding down.
Okay.
Every 2 gold.
Yep. If you have an extra gold, you get nothing for it.
1, 2, 10,
I
20,
perfectly have 4.
30. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 35, 36. So 36 divided by 2 is 18.
Yep. And then the final total is based on your lord. So my lord gives me 4 extra victory points for each commerce and skullduggery that I completed. So based on my quests, I get 16 more points.
So many.
And then freaking Koji's.
Goji's lord was Arcana and Skullduggery.
Yeah, I have 3. Oh,
3?
Move. Move. Gosh dang it. Wait, maybe I only had 2? Okay. I could have sworn I had.
So you moved 8.
There's the other one.
Oh, there we go.
So you get...
Whoa.
Yeah, Koji definitely won.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, and not including the I get 2 for every warfare I have done. So that's.
You're supposed to factor that in when you do it.
Oh, you told me that it was. I didn't know. I thought it was supposed
Yeah,
to be.
that's why I said keep this one to the side.
Oh.
That's fine though. You can go and do it retroactively.
Yeah.
You get 4 more points.
Yeah.
Orin, your lord was
I got
definitely for buildings. So 6 times 9.
54. 3.
So advanced 54.
Oh, wait, I
That
could've
puts
sworn
you somewhere in second.
Yeah, I go. I'm it.
Oh, the person that is most experienced in the game lost.
Oh yeah, double
What
double
kind
team
of
me.
Well, not all the time.
The whole game.
Sometimes Orin would give you his units, and he would give me the sabotage card.
No, you both played really well. What did you do to these coins?
Oh, I was bored between turns, so I just
Oh,
started
you're just
throwing
doing
them
this?
off the edge. Yeah.
All right, game over.
Oh my god, the table broke.
I thought you said you turned off flipping the table.
No, it
Yeah,
was
I can still do it.
It's an option for me too.
Look it, I don't think it'll let you.
It's fun. It's fun.
But it's too weak.
Yeah, you're too weak.
Oh,
I can do it though. Look.
I could just throw boards, I guess. I don't know. These are
Well, good
all
job,
throwable.
Koji. You came in first. Orin came in second. And you came in first and second by quite a margin. Like getting over 100 points is pretty good.
Yeah.
And you almost
I
had 200.
completed a few more
Yeah.
quests. My lord gave me a stupid amount of movement.
Oh
But
yeah,
it wasn't enough.
like because of the building lord, we should have probably taken action against you collecting buildings, but like that
Well, it
comes
didn't
in
help
when
that
you.
I put myself in first place and kept doing buildings. I
Yeah.
had the quest and. Yeah.
All right. Well, unfortunately, because of how long that game takes, we were only able to get one in.
Yeah.
So, thanks for hosting. We'll have to do
Yep.
this again.
Yes.
Definitely.
It'll probably be faster, but they're not as stupid.
Well, if we
Yeah.
play the same game, if we play a different game.
True.
Did you guys like this kind of game? Because I have another one that's
Yeah.
similar. That's a little different.
Okay. I had fun, and I haven't played a lot of this kind of stuff, so.
I
Alright.
play a lot of strategy games, so
That's good. I didn't think you guys. Well, I knew Orin
I-
would probably like strategy. I didn't know that strategy was your thing, Cody.
My
yeah, I
strategy
play a lot of
is
Risk.
smash my head against a wall until something breaks.
Well, there's an idea. We could play Risk.
Yes.
Oh no.
I would win.
There's some RNG in that game. Throw the dice. Ones. Shit.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright, we'll have to plan another one soon.
Yeah.
Alright, see you guys later.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See ya. Alright. Hope you guys enjoyed some tabletop sim. It was a little scuffed there at the beginning, but we made it through. Catch you guys later as well.